Okay, welcome back to Tarot Lessons with Brianna, me. And on this one, we're going to really get into the major arcana because every single card is very different than what we discussed about the suits. And if this is the first time that you're tuning in with me, go back and start at the beginning of the series because each video builds upon the next, and you're going to want to start at the beginning so that you can really be doing this the right way, okay? So, but for those of you guys who are returning, let's get into the major arcana. Okay, I don't want you guys to tie too much meaning to these cards because whenever you give a reading for someone, you're going to be wrong if you tie the meaning of the card as the only thing they need to hear. Am I saying that right? Let's say you pull the Fool, okay? And we know the Fool is the very first card in the major arcana, okay? The Fool has to do with uncharted waters. It's something that we are not familiar with. So this might come out when you're starting something new, okay? Maybe you're going to college for the first time. Maybe you're starting a new career that you don't have any experience in, okay? So the Fool, you see how he's walking on this ledge and he's not looking where he's going? He could fall. That's how you can kind of remember that. But if you were reading someone and that does not resonate, but the Fool comes out, then what you do is you ask the card, you say, what are you telling me? And then you kind of let your mind go blank and you see where your eyes are drawn to. Now, one time I did a reading like this and the Fool came out and that's exactly what happened. I didn't resonate with the message of the Fool. So I said, okay, what does this person need to know? Why did you come out? And you know where my eyes fell? It's kind of hard to see with this deck, but there's a little white dog right there. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's hard to see. There's a little white dog right there. And so my eyes fell to that little dog and I said, what are you telling me? What do I need to know about the dog? I got back in my body again and I was told that they had a little dog pass away and that the dog was coming through to say hello to them. And so I said, did you have a little dog pass away? Now the dog in the card is white, but the dog just needed me to see that there was a dog so that I could pick up on the energy. And then as soon as I picked up on the energy, I saw the actual dog through my third eye. So don't tie it to the definition too much because if I were to just tell them you're about to start something new, I would have missed the message for the dog. They would have never have heard from their precious pet that passed. Okay? So that is why every single time you do a reading, it doesn't matter if you know these textbook versions, you need to know how to read the energy of the card. Okay? So Spirit knows why this card came out, right? Spirit knew there's a dog on that card, and that's how I can get the message through. Okay? So that is what the Fool represents. And every single one of these cards has so many different pictures that can happen in any of the cards. So whenever you're doing a reading, you need to really ask the card every single time, even though you know the definition of the card. Every single time you lay it down, you have to ask it, what are you telling me this time? Okay? And you have to tune into your body. Okay? Tune into your body. So we're tuning into our body. We're looking at the card. Well, you have different psychic senses. Clairvoyance, that feels like a daydream. It feels like a daydream that you're not making happen. Clairaudience, same thing. Like, have you ever had a song stuck in your head? It's like that, but it's like a name, a word, a phrase. It could be a clear knowing, like you just know. You don't know why you know. It's almost as if someone told you, but you don't remember someone telling you, but you just know somehow. And then we have clairsentience, which is like your body. Your body feels a certain way. Pay attention to that. There are so many different psychic senses. Smell, taste, there are so many. But the point is, you need to tune into your body and ask the card, what are you telling me? And then feel in your body, what feels right? Maybe you look at the person on that card and it reminds you of someone. Then you ask the card, you're like, what about that person? Perhaps it can come through. Like if I'm looking at this card and I see my husband in the card, well, I know that if I'm reading for somebody that doesn't know my husband, it's not about him specifically, but perhaps Spirit is using him to let me know they're having a problem with their husband. Okay? So sometimes you'll get images and then you have to keep asking Spirit, okay, what does this mean? Okay, what does this mean? Okay? It's not all obvious at first. Okay? So sometimes I notice a lot of people, they'll get readings wrong because they just go with that first thing they get and they're not going deep enough. You got to keep asking over and over until you get the answer you're needing. Okay, next we have the Magician, card number 2 in the major arcana. This card has to do with creating something, manifesting something, right? You have everything at the tips of your fingers. You're about to excel in something. You have all the tools you need to really learn something, okay? The next one we have the High Priestess. This has to do, when this card comes out, it's about intuition, really listening to your intuition, because she's got some knowledge in her hands there, but she needs to tune into it. She's like the books, the Torah's, it's not open, it's rolled up. Time to open it up and tune into the wisdom that's been there for you, okay? With the Empress, this is a woman that is pregnant, right? So this has to do with fertility, but also new beginnings that you're creating, okay? Fertile grounds. We have the Emperor, and this has to do with leadership. Like this person's in a leadership role, okay? When you're reading for tarot for someone, though, always you need to always look at the colors in the card as well, right? So like this person in this card, it's kind of hard to see, but they're wearing red, okay? And if they're wearing red, what does red represent? Maybe that feels like anger. Maybe it feels like passion. Maybe it feels like the root chakra. Maybe this person, because the root chakra is red, right? Maybe this person doesn't feel safe and they need to get back down to like, why are they stuck in survival mode? So you see how the tarot can bring up stuff that has nothing to do with the card. Okay, so once again, when you're reading someone, you have to tune into everything. You have to ask the card every single time it comes out. Don't always go with the definition. Okay, we have the Hierophant, and as you can see, it looks like this person is giving guidance to these two. And so this will come out whenever you're seeking help through, someone higher up. Like maybe you need therapy, maybe you're going to church and you're having someone, teach you something. Maybe you're going back to school. It's like higher, it's like seeking guidance from someone above you. And then we have the Lovers. Now this one's not always as obvious as you may think. Like when it comes with Lovers, this could definitely be like a hot, passionate romance unfolding. But could I also say that you're obsessing over something? It could be a sign of like limerence, okay? What is limerence? Well, limerence is when you're not in a relationship with someone and you're not really together at all, but you're stuck on them. You're stuck on them so much. It's almost like obsessive, okay? This could also say that there's being a wedge that's been put between you and someone else. We have the Chariot, and this has to do with things moving forward. Look at her. She looks like she's on a chariot, and these little animals are pulling her forward, okay? But if you notice, each animal, one's black, one's white, and so perhaps there's two different directions she could go. Okay, we have Strength, and I like to tie this to Leo Virgo energy because we have the lion there that represents Leo, and then the woman who represents Virgo. And it's saying, this comes up a lot when you're a nurturer, when you're a caretaker. A lot of healthcare workers, this will come out for them. But look, she's so gentle that even the lion trusts her. Okay, so that's the meaning of that one. We have the Hermit. I'm trying to fit this all in one video. The Hermit, this is pretty self-explanatory. It's time to go within and follow your intuition, right? The light on the lantern, that's the intuition. Don't listen to anyone else. Go within and get the answers that you're needing. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Life keeps moving. Doesn't matter what's happened. The current is still moving forward and things are changing all the time. Get used to the change. This is really good. Whenever you've been through a bad time and the Wheel of Fortune comes out, that's good. That's promising. That's saying, yes, I'm ready for some change. Justice, this can come out, for legal situations, but it also has to do with balance. It's also, they're holding the scales. This is also the card for Libra, okay? Because Libra has to do with balance as well. This will come out whenever it is time to do what's best for yourself, okay? Now, I'm going to get into the rest of the major arcana in the next part of this series, so make sure you're following so that you don't miss that update. And let me know, what do you think of this so far? Is this resonating? Does this make sense? What other questions do you want me to cover in future videos? Let me know. And make sure to follow. Like I said, I'll see you guys next time.